Hello and very good evening from the Literary Warriors Group. And it gives me immense pleasure and excitement to announce that this is our International Poetry Meet 44. And as Samuel Beckett said, poets are the sense, the philosophers, the intelligence of humanity. And here we have gathered the sense, the intelligence, and the philosophers from around the world. Let me begin by introducing our guests for tonight for the 44th International Meet on the Neelam Saxena page and also the Literary Warrior Group page. Dr. Koshy AV is presently the Assistant Professor in the Department of English, Mount Carmel College, Autonomous, Bangalore. Earlier, he worked in India, Saudi Arabia, and Libya. He has 39 books with his name on the cover. He founded the Significant League, aka the Rejected Stuff. He made the poetic form the Roseate Sonnet. He instituted the Royal International Prize for Excellence in Writing and Literature and works for the cause of autism, among many other things. So we welcome Dr. Koshy on our page tonight. I will now move on to Germany, or should I say Italy. Gino Leineweber is from Germany, is a German and English poet, writer, and translator. Since 1998, he has led the Hamburg Authors Association for 12 years, subsequently being appointed as the honorary chairman in 2015. He was the editor of the magazine Buddhist Monastblätter. I'm sorry, I will just say BM for 6 years. Is currently a board member of the Central German-Speaking Authors Abroad, formerly German Exile PEN. Gino Leineweber is a recipient of numerous international awards and honors for his poetry. Welcome, Gino, to our page.
Thank you.
And I, once again, stay in Italy and welcome Miraglia, who's a poet, an essayist, a translator, and a peace activist. Her commitment to human rights and peace activism is evident in her long-standing memberships of Amnesty International, what an honor, my friend, and the International Observatory for Human Rights. She is the vice president of the World Movement for the Defense of Children, Kenya, and the founder of the World Foundation for Peace. She won the World Poet Laureate and Golden Medal 2020 in China. And Maria is a member of the European Academy of Sciences and Art, Salzburg. We welcome you, Maria.
Thank you. Thank you.
And then we come back to my homeland, India, and where we would like to welcome Purna, our youngest admin on the LWG page. Purna Parikh finds joy in learning Hindustani, singing, and Kathak dance, but finds solace in poetry writing. She has done her Visharad in Hindustani classical Sangeet from Gandharv Mahavidyalaya and currently pursuing her Visharad in Kathak dance under her guru Pandit Vaibhav Joshi. She believes in writing for a cause, and both her published anthologies, Sketches of My Mind, 2013, and a Poetic Devils Workshop are tiny steps towards philanthropy. And we wish you all the best, Purna. And last but not the least, I move in to welcome the founder of the Literary Warrior Group, Neelam Saxena Chandra, who is the author of 79 books and holds 3 records in the Limca Book of Records. I just want to pause for a while and just would like to request all my guests to keep themselves muted. Thank you so much. Neelam has been honored with the Sohan Lal Dwivedi Puraskar for Children's Literature by the Maharashtra State Hindi Sahitya Academy, the Premchand Award by the Ministry of Railways, the Ravindranath Tagore International Poetry Award, the Freedom Award by Radio City for Lyrics, the Royal Lifetime Achievement Award by the TSL family, the Setu Award for Excellence 2024, among many other accolades. In 2014, Forbes India recognized her as one of the 78 most popular authors in the country. Neelam, welcome to our page.
And thank you, Nivedita. And let me introduce you too.
So, Nivedita Roy, a native of Lucknow currently residing in the United Kingdom of Bahrain, is an acclaimed poet and writer. She was the runner up for the prestigious Royal International Award 2023 for poetry, conferred by the Significant League. A dedicated teacher, Nivedita has authored 4 poetry collections, a book of essays, and a short story collection. She also has contributed to around 40 international anthologies. And welcome to you, Nivedita.
Oh, thank you so much. So
Mhm.
wonderful. Thank you for your kind words. And I am so excited and so happy to say that now I am going to begin the most excited part of the evening, which is inviting all the lovely guests one by one so that we can hear what they have brought from their part of the world. So I would like to welcome Maria, and we would like to hear what does she have to say about aliens, because her first poem has something to do about aliens. Welcome, Maria. You may unmute yourself.
Waiting
Maria,
are the, yeah.
yes, yes. Now you are audible.
Can you hear me? Hello?
Yes, we can hear you. Please go ahead.
Okay. Yes, just a greeting for you all and the expression of my joy to meet you sometimes, because we are testimony of a possible friendship among the different people who inhabit this world of ours. This is all. Okay. We are the person who more than anyone else can say that friendship and harmony in this world is possible. So we have to do our best to work in this towards this direction. Okay. Have I to go on reading my poem?
Yes, Maria, you may please proceed with your poem.
Okay, I have some difficulties because I hold my cell and I'm going reading. I can't clap my hands to show my satisfaction for what you say. Well, my first poems I'm going to read is Elians. Sorry, I put on my glasses before. It is better for me. Aliens, emptied of thoughts, joys, and desires. The mind a tabula rasa, like a newborn baby. A soul just pushed on earth. Everything seems unknown. Men like aliens come from who knows where. Only the sky and earth are familiar with me. And the birds, inviting me to a smile that even my lips fail to draw. Everywhere is din, the roar of the engines, the noise in the streets, words that I can't distinguish, faces I don't recognize. But what a strange sensation! I can read feelings as in an open book, and of men hear the whispers of their souls, saddened by what I see, and also by what I hear. So hurried people hearts and corrupted their minds. I'd like to wake up as from a nightmare, but my eyes are open and the sun shining up in the sky.
Thank you so much, Maria. What a beautiful poem. I think
Thank you.
everybody's faces show that they were able to relate, and you talk about the human world right now, what we are going through exactly. Beautifully.
Excellent poem.
Thank you. Thank you.
Excellent
Thank you so
poem.
much.
Beautiful, beautiful.
And now it's time to welcome my favorite professory, as I lovingly call him, Dr. Koshy, to recite his first poem titled Anna. Welcome, Doc.
Thank you. So this poem is named after my wife. It's for her because
I
today
thought
is her
so.
birthday. We were talking about coincidences.
Yes.
So this is a coincidence that I was asked to read a poem on her birthday. I thank you, especially Neelam and Nivedita. And so this poem is for her. Thanks, Adbir. For Anna on her birthday. Although the world does not know me as a poet, recognize or laud me as one, a good one, I never run out of words, except when I want to talk of Anna. Then I become speechless. Then I turn wordless. Then I fall silent. In the presence of the ocean, what is a grain of sand? In the presence of the starlit sky, what a pair of eyes. Let's talk of doing then, shall we, of hers. But if they are numberless, her actions, how can we? They almost stretch forth to infinity. O poem, you should not be long, so let me end. They say to Jesus' left and right, there are two thrones. One, Francis of Assisi, his friend said, may ascend. Forgive me then my temerity. If I say I won't be surprised to find Anna on the other, not a wit, my friend.
Oh my
So
God. I can see all his emotions all over his face.
that is
And Anna is a lucky woman. She has a poem on her birthday. We wish
right.
Anna a happy, happy birthday from the whole LWG group and family, Doctor. And
Thank
thank
you.
you. And it's so wonderful to have your spouse recite a poem on your birthday. I think nothing can be more beautiful and more romantic. So, from aliens to a spouse, we are now going to move on to crocodiles. So, as I said in the beginning, we literally are having the whole world around us here because of all the wonderful philosophers and the sense and the humanity here. So, Gino, it is my pleasure to welcome you to render your first poem. The stage is all yours. Please unmute yourself.
Thank you very much for inviting me to join this international poetry meet. And I want to read my poem, Crocodile. I'm not a crocodile. I'm a human being. But I am not a human being because I'm not a crocodile. Just like a crocodile is not a crocodile because it is not human. Though it is certain if it were a man, it couldn't be a crocodile. To some extent, as we can see, our world is quite complex. In another, though, the void, things are more straightforward. There, I am either not a crocodile, but neither is the crocodile. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. And as I said, a very philosophical, very metaphorically put, and there is a deep message there. I think if one has to hear it, we will understand what you're trying to say. Thank you so much, Gino, for bringing such a beautiful verse, which has a lot of message hidden beneath the lines, between the lines, as we say. And it's time for me to now invite our youngest member of the LWG admin group and also the youngest member of the group today, our dearest Purna. And let us hear what does she have to say about the monkey and I. Welcome, Purna.
Thank you so much, Nivedi ma'am. Thank you, Neelam ma'am, for giving me this opportunity. I'm really happy and so honored to be among such prestigious poets around. I will be narrating my poem, The Monkey and I. It is on how I tamed my monkey mind. I will begin my poem. I got a lovely gift, a present from the divine, a monkey that would obey me all the time. I got a lovely gift, a present from the divine, a monkey that would obey me all the time. He did what I asked him to so very well, came back to me for more tasks to tell. He did what I asked him to so very well, came back to me for more tasks to tell. I finally began to start to run out of work. He kept pestering me till I went berserk. I finally began to start to run out of work. He kept pestering me till I went berserk. Disturbed, I ran to God one more time. His pestering had become a serious crime. Disturbed, I ran to God one more time. His pestering had become a serious crime. He gave me a lone, long strand of hair. It was quite curly, I exclaimed in despair. He gave me a lone, long strand of hair. It was quite curly, I exclaimed in despair. Without using the flat heating iron, I asked the monkey to straighten it, and he gasped. Without using the flat heating iron, I asked the monkey to straighten it, and he gasped. That night, I was able to sleep just fine, for the monkey was occupied all the time. That night, I was able to sleep just fine, for the monkey was occupied all the time. God advised to occupy him till my grave. The monkey was only but a faithful slave. God advised to occupy him till my grave. The monkey was only but a faithful slave. If the monkey isn't tame, I will only find grief. I should hold his reins if I need to find peace. If the monkey isn't tame, I will only find grief. I should hold his reins if I need to find peace. Thank you.
How beautiful, Purna. How
Thank
beautifully you have connected the mind to a monkey. And I think all of us in this very, very uh, weird world that we are living in, our minds are turning into monkeys. And as you talk about the monkey being occupied in the night, here comes our Neelam, who will also talk about the creatures of the dark and how we are getting connected globally. Neelam, I welcome you and take us to the world of darkness with you.
Thank you so much, Nivedita. So here goes my poem, Creatures of the Dark. Dark. The darkness is neither more or less. They are achromatic. Dark, achromatic. One never sees them displaying any sentiments, though they walk holding your hands, following you at every step. Dark, achromatic, emotionless. They continue to change their forms. There's always an illusion that they are staring at you. They keep you within earshot. They whisper about you like crooked neighborhood aunties and uncles. Dark, achromatic, emotionless, beguiling. Surprisingly, when there is abundant light, they disappear. Their size decreases as you move from light to darkness. One may think that they are creatures of the dark. However, when it is tenebrous, they aren't found. They are themselves darkness personified. Dark, achromatic, emotionless, beguiling, mischievous. They are your shadows. Having their origin in you, you may feel that they would be loyal to you, if not for a lifetime, at least for the time spent together. Shadows have no allegiance or commitment even to themselves. And when there isn't any attachment even to their own forms, how can you really rely on them? If you're walking in the dark, better be ready to their being achromatic, emotionless, beguiling, mysterious, disloyal ways. Otherwise, hold the fingers of the light and let them vanish. So that was my poem. Hope you liked it.
Yes, not only like it, we love it.
Very
And
beautiful.
yes, I am hung up on the line where you said shadows have no allegiance.
Yes.
That one line is something I'm to carry in my heart for the evening. That was very, very well said. Um,
Thank you so much, Nivedita. So it's my turn to introduce your poetry now. In the attic where whispers cling lies grandma's clock and wedding ring, a quilt she stitched with loving thread, and books where all her stories bled. So that's my take on things in the attic of my granny. What's yours, Nivedita?
yes, my poem is titled Granny's Wicker Trunk Lying in the Attic. And Dr. Koshy will be happy to hear that this is one poem that I had written last year for the NaPoWriMo. A handheld mirror, a dull brocade sari, a needle and thread box, some oxidized jewels. The reliquary in the trunk spoke of the saga of her humble life, her mysterious spices, glimpses of the slice of her life that released heavenly aroma throughout the four walls. Defying its past glory, the musty odor wafted through my senses. Hiding under a torn rug were the memories of our homemade goodies. Those thick rimmed glasses bore scratches, symbolic of some heartaches she bore with dignity. Her eager eyes dimming, her lack of hearing, her protective arms, her wrinkled hand on my head. Closing the door of the attic, I steadied my unsteady tread. Grandma's wicker trunk savored many untold tales. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for
That
the
was
journey.
wonderful. That was wonderful.
Thank you, Neelam. And here we come to the end of round one, and I am so, so honored and happy to be part of today's session. I am just picking up one word or one line from every poet, and I can see what a beautiful gamut of life we are able to see as you all are reciting the poem. So, Neelam, for a while, I will hand over the stage to you so you could just acknowledge our audience. And this is the right time to talk about LitFest 3.0.
Thank you, dear Nevi. So we thank Rekha Drolia, Rupa, who has been throughout the session, Padima, whom we are missing tremendously, Gayatri Joshi, Rashmi Sable, Prasanna from the Fertile Brains, Aparna D, Radha Rao, Satbir Chadda, uh, and Suren Narayan Saraf, and so many of our friends, Rachna, who have been commenting all through the session, Anjali Vajpayee, Kshitij Madan Mohan, which means, okay, this is Kshitij Madan Mohan, Arzu Mehek, and so many of our dear friends who've been commenting. And about our LitFest 3. Well, we had our LitFest 1.0 at Sahitya Academy, Delhi, and it was a grand success. So we moved on to LitFest 2, which was held at College of Military Engineering, Dapodi, Pune. And now we'll be having LitFest 3 again at the same venue at Pune, that is College of Military Engineering, Pune and Dapori. And we'll be having a lot of activities, various panel discussions, book launches, poetry renditions, and several contests are going on: poetry writing, story writing, best book contests. We also have a wonderful cultural evening, which makes us all rejoice. So, friends, if you wish to be a part, contact either of us. We are around 18 to 19 admins of the Literary Warriors group. Thank you so much.
Yes, and we are looking forward to October when we will have our wonderful and a very vibrant Lit Fest 3.0, which is such a great pleasure for all the members of the Literary Warrior group. And now it's time to move on with our round two. And in round two, I would like to invite Neelam once again, where she will talk about the phenomenal women, she being one herself. Welcome, Neelam. Please render your poem number 2.
Thank you so much. So I'd sent this poem once to Purna when she had given this theme for a poetry contest on Facebook in the group. So here goes the poem. The wound is a part of her. The wound is a part of her. Ointments don't heal. Medicines don't aid either. It doesn't even open, letting the pus ooze out. She's been hiding it under her attire for so long that she doesn't remember how it surfaced. Abrasions on the skin don't matter much as such. She has those cracks on her feeble heart too. With those bruises, she still manages to smile. And when she does, it's a beautiful one, for it envelops the earth like the ecstatic clouds of first rains. With that hurt, she dances sometimes, and when she does, it's like a peahen's dance, rejoiceful and enlivening. With those grazes, she also writes poetry. With those grazes, she also writes poetry, and when she does, words flow like a stream, creating a beautiful magic of lyrics, meter, and substance. She is indeed a phenomenal woman. She is indeed a phenomenal woman. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Neelam. So beautifully said, and a very wonderful and a very powerful poem. Thank you for choosing this one for today's evening. And from the phenomenal women, we are moving on to the voodoo doll. And I'm very curious to know, what is the voodoo doll? What is she going to do today? What is her magic trick? Let's see. Puna, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Nivedi ma'am. This was a poem that I wrote when I had just graduated out of college. And
Oh,
it's one of my first poems that I had written.
oh,
So
how
I'm
sweet.
rendering it after a very long time. Basically, a voodoo doll is a doll. It is practiced by some people in Haiti,
Hmm,
wherein they make a doll out of you,
hmm,
and they try to put in different kinds of things that they want to do to the voodoo doll. They
hmm,
label them as pins, and they put it inside the doll and poke the doll.
hmm.
So whatever the doll feels is actually the same thing that the person feels. So
Yeah,
this is the entire tradition, and I thought I'll read my poem, Voodoo Doll.
sure. Welcome, dear.
Thank you, ma'am. Although a few centuries have passed, The era of dark magic ceases to last. A Haitian tradition stands tall, the art of the creation of a voodoo doll. Although a few centuries have passed, the era of dark magic ceases to last. A Haitian tradition stands tall, the art of the creation of a voodoo doll. A voodoo doll is treated as a person alive, anyone you want to give gifts or deprive. Money, love, power, terror, and fame are labeled and poked as pins inside the same. A voodoo doll is treated as a person alive, anyone you want to give things or deprive. Money, love, power, terror, and fame are labeled and poked as pins inside the same. And behold the voodoo doll's magical side. The person suffers whatever the doll suffered inside, reduces us mortals from beings to puppets, as the witch stabs the voodoo doll with a lancet. And behold the voodoo doll's magical side. The person suffers whatever the doll has suffered inside,
Mhm.
reduces us mortals from beings to puppets, as the witch stabs the voodoo doll with a lancet. But did you know that we happen to be those same witches practicing voodoo for eternity?
Mhm.
The thoughts that we have, both good and bad, can create heaven and hell to drive us mad. But did you know that we happen to be those same witches practicing voodoo for eternity? The thoughts that we have, both good and bad, can create heaven and hell to drive us mad. Our mind is nothing but a voodoo doll, receiving thoughts in form of pins to rise or to fall. The lovelier our thoughts, the luckier we get. The
Mhm.
darker our thoughts, the more we regret. Our mind is nothing but a voodoo doll receiving thoughts in the form of pins to rise or to fall. The lovelier our thoughts, luckier we get. The darker our thoughts, the more we regret. Thank
Regret.
you.
How beautifully said. I'm glad to see the new generation has some very, very clear thought processes there. Puna, you make us proud. Thank you so much. There's a very beautiful connection between voodoo doll and the darkness that all human beings have sometimes. And here, I now invite Maria once again to render her poem, which is titled Waiting.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yes, okay. I'm going to read one more poem, the second one from my collection, Colored Butterfly. And I wrote this poem as a vision, as my personal vision of humanity at this moment of history. The title is Waiting. Everything waiting. Everything remains still, timeless. I don't hear the breath of the wind among the leaves. The clouds up there is painted stay, suspended in the sky. Distant are the memories of the harmonious melodies from the birds in the air. And in the morning, the smell of the wet earth, the drops of the dew on the thousand flowers scattered in the fields. Come from afar, sounds and noises, like of a band of improvised musicians, the dust of fumes darkening the air, the acid smell of bombs, the dead bodies, meal of worms, and silent are men. Closed have their mouths, aware or not of their guilty silences. Without expressions, their eyes, looking afar, may be waiting for a Godot.
Maria? I am so lost in your words. I'm envisioning everything that you said. And as you said, what a beautiful vision for humanity. We really have to look deeply into your poem. And I thank you for sharing this one with us too evening. Thank you
Thank
so
you
much,
for
Maria.
thank you all for listening. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And as Maria has talked about the vision of humanity, I once again welcome Dr. Koshy, who will talk about transformation. Dr. Koshy, time for you to render your second poem. I welcome you on stage.
Yeah, thank you again to all of you. And I want to say that I've been really enjoying every poem. It's a terrific session of poetry, and I wouldn't have missed it for the world. I'm very glad to be here.
Thank
So
you.
I'm going to read my poem, Transformation. You can climb, as I have, stairs with countless steps, but over time, day after day, or walk the shore as I have done, from Adimalatura's sun-kissed white sands to Kovalam's shadows fallen twilight beach on a trek. You can pray away cancer, you can walk through fire unharmed. You can be unemployed and find a job. Doors may be opened that you knocked at, sought, asked for. But no miracle is greater than changing lead to gold.
Really.
When a man's heart is cold and becomes soft and kind, when he finally reaches a pure vein of ore, when he learns words like sanctity and sanctuary, and his water becomes blood, and his flesh turns to bread. Transformation, the magic word. When life is transfigured into transcendence's sprawl. When your feet stand on the Mount of Olives, awaiting the trumpet of ascension call. That is my poem, Transformation.
Transformation. As usual, very
Thank you.
profound, very deep. And he always has this magic of keeping his poems very short, but they are so comprehensive if you start, analyzing the context. Thank you so much, Doc. I'm so happy I was able to hear this poem from you. And it's time now to move to Gino once again and welcome him and
Yeah.
say what he wants to say about the planet Earth. Welcome, Gino.
Yes, thank you. Um, what I will recite, you have to believe because it is from the book, Everything is True. The title of the poem is Planet Earth. In the universe, there wobbled around an orb of radiated heat, a planet. Picture it with water, earth, and fire, a blue marble with oceans and continents, with a range of thousands of miles, full of life and fate. Picture it as a lively maze. All you have to do is go through it, because at the end of this whirlwind is an award. If you can see the planet, its water and earth and fire, that's very good. However, the planet doesn't exist. You have created it in your mind. There is no water, no earth, no fire. But the idea of it dominates your every living moment. At the end, you will be aware it was only a segment of imagination. Anyway, you had no chance to escape. since the planet is a labyrinth. Thank you.
Thank you so much. You have a very different style of writing and rendering your poems is very interesting. Thank you so much for sharing this with us. Neelam,
And it's now my turn to invite Nivedita. A few lines from my end. A dash of dreams, a pinch of night, stir in stars with morning light, simmer thoughts till verses glow, and serve it warm with winds that blow. How do you write your poem, Nivedita?
yes, thank you for asking that question. So here is a recipe for the poet's broth. And once again, Dr. Koshy will be very happy and proud because this is a very recent one written for the NaPoWriMo 2025 with the Significant League family. So a pinch of expressions on a cup of words, a dollop of vocabulary with a subtle tone of mirth. Add a flavor of rhyme and rhythm, adjust the meter to suit the flavor. Squeeze your aches into that pot. Drip in those unshed tears hidden from the lot. Saute with a spoonful of foresight and vision. Burning the midnight oil, you are a warrior with a mission. Stir in the emotions that awakened you till late at night. Remember, your quill is mightier than the might. Let it simmer till your creation has a better sheen. Adorned with love, trapped with your deepest desires. Adorned with love, prepped with your deepest desires. Here is a recipe of a delicious meal. Taste at your own risk. It's a big, great deal. Serve with honesty and trust your intentions. Serve with honesty and trust your intentions. This steaming hot dish is your unique concoction. And I don't know whether all the poets right now gathered here will agree. I think this is how we all create a recipe for our poems. Thank you, Neelam. And also, I don't want to miss the opportunity of thanking Dr. Koshy here. That year by year, I have been participating in his National Poetry Writing Month with my darling, Significant League family, and see where I have reached today. Then I'm able to share a recipe for a poet's broth. Thank you, Neelam.
It is my pleasure. And I would love to thank Gino for joining all the way from Germany, Maria for joining from Italy, and Dr. Koshy from Bangalore, Purna from Mumbai, and Nivedita from Bahrain. It has been such a pleasant evening, and I've loved all the poems so much. So hope to have many more such meets in future. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Well said, Neelam. It has been one of the very wonderful evening with so many beautiful visions and testimonies and controlling of the mind and beautiful and your ointments that don't heal. That was a very powerful poem. Thank you. And before we end up, I once again want to tell Dr. Koshy, we wish Anna Koshy a very happy birthday from the whole of LWG family. Thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
my friends. It was a
Thank you. That
pleasure.
was a really powerful session. I
Very
enjoyed every poem from each person. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
If Gino and Maria could also say one or two lines, it would be great
Yes.
Yes.
about the event.
About what?
About the event today.
Yeah, the event today was fantastic, I think. So it was wonderful to hear this uh, poems from the colleagues and from monkeys and aliens and everything. It was, yeah, very good. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Our pleasure. It was our pleasure to hear you once again on the show.
Yeah,
And
of course.
Maria,
Of course.
Neelam,
one
can you
minute, one
unmute
minute.
her? Yeah.
You are muted. 1 second. Yeah, Maria.
I would like to tell something about you, about what you do. And it seems simple at the end because the events last few minutes, but you do a great work. You put together persons from different parts of the world with different cultures, languages, social backgrounds, and this is very important because I learned across the time that each of you is my close friend, maybe much more than my neighbor. Okay, and this is a teaching very, very, very interesting because we can say to our nephew, to our sons, to our friends, to our students that there are possibilities, there are chances for people of different backgrounds to come together and live
Very true, Maria.
as one human family. This is my dream. This is my great dream, and I hope it can be possible for humanity to abolish conflict, to abolish wars, to abolish hate, from which everything evil comes from. So these are my aspirations, and to be together, all the poets from the world is a very important thing because poetry, in its short lines, in its short verses, gives very great messages. Poetry has this great possibility to give messages, sometimes much more important than the pages of a full book.
Thank you
So
so much, Maria.
I thank you so much, Nina. I
Thank you very
appreciate.
much.
So thank you from all three of us from Literary Warriors Group, and I would like Nivedita to say her concluding lines.
Yes, I have it's everything that I wanted to say, Maria, Gino, and you said. So, like we said, we are connected through the word, we are connected through the rhyme and rhythm of the poetry, we are connected because we have a vision, and we all have the same vision to see the world more peaceful, more beautiful, and actually, what Gino had said, what he imagined should be happening actually on this earth. So,
Yeah.
on that note, I would like to say good
Let's
night
start.
to everyone and thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you
Thank
as well.
you.
Thank you
Thank
as
you,
well.
everyone.
Thank you.
Bye
Bye
bye.
bye.
Bye
Bye
bye.
bye,
Bye bye.
everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.